Level 1. The Chinpira. You're 16. You live in Osaka. Your father gambled away everything. You dropped out of school last year. You spend your days hanging around the pachinko parlor on the corner of your block, watching the same men lose the same money every day. Then, one afternoon, a man in a pressed suit sits next to you. He doesn't look like the others. His watch costs more than your apartment. He doesn't look at you when he speaks. You want to earn? You say yes. Your job is simple. You stand outside a nightclub the organization runs. You watch. If police show up, you call a number. If a drunk customer gets aggressive, you step in. You don't fight, you just show up. You exist as a warning. You make 30,000 yen a week. Cash. It's more than you've ever held. You're a Chinpira now. Street level. The lowest rung. The older men don't speak to you. You don't speak to them. You're furniture. Useful furniture. 3 months in, a senior member walks past you at the club entrance. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't look at you, but he gives you a single nod. You feel it in your chest. You will spend the next 2 years earning more of those nods. Level 2. The Jun-Kosei-In. You're 18. You've been around long enough to be noticed. A senior soldier brings you to a small apartment above a ramen shop. 6 men are inside. One of them is the local boss. Nobody explains the ceremony. You already know what it is. You've been waiting for it. A cup of sake is poured. The boss drinks first, then he passes it to you. You drink. You are now a Jun-Kosei-In, a trainee, an apprentice. Not yet a full member, but inside the circle. You've crossed a line you can never uncross. Your job is to do everything nobody else wants to do. You drive, you run errands, you clean offices, you stand outside meetings for hours without being told what the meeting is about. You never ask. You make almost nothing. Some weeks, zero. You sleep on a cot in the back of the organization's office. You eat when they feed you, but you are learning. You watch how the older men carry themselves, how they speak, how silence is used as a weapon, how respect is given, and how it is taken away. One of the other trainees complains about the money. One morning, he's just gone. Nobody asks where. You understand? You never complain. Level 3. The Kumi-In. You're 21. You've survived 3 years as a trainee without a single mistake. The senior members trust you. More importantly, they've stopped noticing you, which means they've stopped testing you. Your Oyabun, your boss, calls you into his office. It's a real office now. Dark wood, a scroll on the wall. He pours sake again. You are Kumi-In, a soldier, a made man. Your body gets its first tattoos, not small ones. Full back. Koi fish climbing a waterfall. It will take years to finish. Every session is hours of pain. You don't flinch. Your job now is enforcement. The organization runs a protection network across the district. Restaurants, construction companies, loan operations, gambling rooms. Every business in the territory pays. Most pay quietly. Some don't. A dry cleaner 3 blocks from the club hasn't paid in 2 months. You go with an older soldier. You walk in. The owner is a small man in his 50s. He sees your tattoos, and he immediately knows what you are. The older soldier doesn't say much. He picks up a glass vase from the counter. He sets it back down. Gently. Next week. Full amount. Plus interest. The dry cleaner nods so fast it looks like trembling. You walk out. You understand now. The Yakuza rarely need to use violence. The idea of it is enough. But the idea only works if people believe it's real. And some nights, you have to make it real. A debtor who's disappeared. A man who laughed in the wrong person's face. You do what is asked of you. You feel nothing you aren't supposed to feel. You make 150,000 yen a month. You have a small apartment. You have a suit that cost 3 months' salary. You are Yakuza now. Not just working for them. You are them. Level 4. The Kyodai. You're 27. 6 years as a soldier. You've never stolen from the organization. You've never talked to police. You've taken 2 beatings that were meant for your boss and said nothing about either of them. They call you Kyodai now. Elder brother. You run a small crew. 4 younger soldiers report to you. You manage 2 illegal gambling rooms. You oversee a loan sharking operation running out of a legitimate finance company. You keep a percentage of everything. But money isn't what changed. What changed is how people look at you on the street. The restaurant owners bow slightly when you walk in. The police officers who patrol the neighborhood stop making eye contact. You have weight now. Presence. One night, one of your soldiers makes a mistake. He's been skimming money from the gambling room. Small amounts. He thought nobody was counting. Everybody is always counting. You sit him down alone in the back office. You place the ledger on the table between you. You don't raise your voice. You know what you did. He knows. He cries. He apologizes. He says it was just once. It wasn't just once. You let him live. But you take his finger. He holds out his hand. You wrap a bandage around the base of the little finger. He cuts it himself. That's the rule. 1 joint. He wraps it in a cloth and gives it to you. You will deliver it to the Oyabun as proof. This is Yubitsumi, the ritual apology. It is the Yakuza's version of mercy. You drive home that night and you don't think about it. That is what frightens you most. How little you think about it. Level 5. The Wakagashira. You're 34. The organization has 80 members now. Your Oyabun is getting older. He needs someone to manage operations across the full territory. He calls you into his office. You are Wakagashira, second in command, the eldest brother. You are no longer in the streets. You manage. You coordinate. 5 cell leaders report to you. You oversee all shinogi, all revenue streams, the gambling operations, the loan network, the construction front companies, the real estate deals. The construction business is where the real money is. The organization has relationships with developers, politicians, and city officials. When a new building goes up, the Yakuza controls which subcontractors get the work. You handle the negotiations. A city official needs to be persuaded. You meet him for dinner. You are polite. You are generous. You send expensive gifts to his home. Then you show him photographs. Nothing graphic. Just him in places he shouldn't be, with people he shouldn't be with. You don't say anything about the photographs. You don't need to. He takes the contract. You're making 3 million yen a month. You have a house in the suburbs with a garden. Your wife doesn't ask questions. Your daughter goes to private school. From the outside, you are a successful businessman. But you don't sleep easily anymore. You are now a serious target. Rival organizations, police task forces, ambitious men inside your own family. You change your route to the office every day. You trust very few people completely, and the new anti-Yakuza laws are making everything harder. Banks are freezing accounts. Landlords are refusing to rent to known members. The government is squeezing. You adapt. You always adapt. Level 6. The Kanbu. You're 41. Your Oyabun retires, which, in the Yakuza, means he steps back but never truly leaves. He chooses you as one of his senior officers. You are Kanbu. Executive. You are no longer attached to a single family. You operate across the syndicate. You sit in on strategic meetings with the organization's leadership. You represent the family's interests at the highest level. Your work is political. You manage relationships with politicians, police commissioners, business leaders. You attend charity events. You sit on community boards. Your name appears in newspapers as a businessman and community figure. Nobody prints what you actually do, except the police know exactly what you do. You have an entire organized crime unit dedicated to you and 6 other men. They photograph you entering restaurants. They tap phones. They build files. You know they're watching. You behave as if you have nothing to hide. That's not arrogance. It's strategy. The moment you act like a criminal, you look like one. One afternoon, A detective approaches you on the street. Casually, he tells you about their investigation. He tells you what they have. Then, he tells you what it would cost to lose that evidence. You listen politely. You say nothing. You call your lawyer from a payphone 2 blocks away. 2 weeks later, the detective is transferred to a traffic division in a rural prefecture. You never touched him. You just made a call. This is the Yakuza in the modern era, not sledgehammers, levers. Level 7. The Saiko-Komon. You're 49, senior advisor to the Kumicho himself. There are only a handful of men at this level. You don't run operations. You don't manage soldiers. You advise. The Kumicho consults you before major decisions, territory disputes, mergers with other syndicates, whether to respond to a rival's aggression or absorb it strategically. You are also a fixer. When something goes wrong at the highest level, you are called. A senior member of a rival syndicate is murdered on what appears to be your organization's territory. The rival demands an explanation. The wrong response means war. War is expensive. War draws police attention. War kills men who are worth more alive. You fly to Tokyo. You meet with the rival family's advisor in a private room at a traditional inn. You both wear suits. You both order tea. You spend 3 hours reconstructing what happened. It was not your organization. It was a freelance criminal who wanted to start a war for his own reasons. You present evidence, clean evidence, verifiable. The rival advisor nods slowly. We are satisfied. You bow. You leave. You call the Kumicho from the car. It's resolved. You have just prevented a war. No weapons were drawn. No blood was spilled. This is what you are worth. Not your fists, not your fear, your mind, your relationships, your ability to sit in a room with dangerous men and find the exit that nobody gets hurt walking through. Level 8, the Kumicho. You're 57. The previous Kumicho is dying. He has no son in the organization. The senior council votes. The vote is not close. You are Kumicho now. Family boss, godfather, your word is final. Your decisions are not questioned. Every member of the organization, hundreds of men across dozens of operations, owes you absolute loyalty, and you owe them protection. You never give direct orders. You never touch money. You never appear in any transaction. Your name is not on any document. You communicate through intermediaries. If the police come, they can prove nothing. That is the design. Your family generates billions of yen annually. Construction, real estate, finance, entertainment, trafficking, gambling. The organization is a corporation. You are its CEO, except the shareholders are criminals and the board meetings end with people dying. You have everything. A traditional compound in Kyoto, a summer home by the sea, art on the walls worth more than most people's lives. And you are completely alone. Your wife sees you twice a year. Your children were sent abroad for their safety. You cannot attend a funeral, a wedding, a birthday dinner without armed guards and 2 escape routes. Every man who shakes your hand might be the one who buries you. 2 other Kumicho have been assassinated in the past decade. One was shot leaving a restaurant. One was poisoned. Both were powerful men. Both believed they were untouchable. You do not believe you are untouchable. You believe you have survived this long because you are careful, and that belief is what will kill you when you finally let your guard down. Level 9. The end. It happens on a Tuesday morning. You're in your study, reading. Your head of security knocks twice, the signal for no immediate threat. You look up. 3 men enter. Men you know, men you trusted. Your Wakagashira is one of them. He doesn't speak. He doesn't have to. You understand everything in that single moment. The meetings that stopped being relayed to you. The financial reports that didn't add up. The loyalty you thought was permanent because you'd bought it. You don't beg. You spent 40 years in this life. You knew the only exits. You reach for nothing. You say nothing. This is the Yakuza. There is no retirement, no escape, no golden years on a quiet beach somewhere. The organization does not end. It absorbs you, uses you, and eventually replaces you with the next man who is hungry enough, smart enough, and ruthless enough to climb. Somewhere in Osaka tonight, a 16-year-old boy is standing outside a nightclub. He's watching, he's waiting, and the machine keeps moving.